Yeah, and here we are with a stranger from Dark, the adult Jonas, Mr. Andreas Pietschmann. He's just 51 years old, but played in more than 79 film and TV shows. So how did you start acting?
Oh, I wasn't aware. Well, I started acting. I went on an acting school at the age of 24, long time ago. And you know, it happened by chance because I never intended to become an actor in the first place. I wanted to become a football player.
Really?
A professional football player, but it didn't work out. I didn't practice hard enough, and so all of a sudden, you know, I met a couple of guys who showed me theatre, and I liked it a lot, and so I decided to maybe try it that way. And then I solicited in a school. They took me, and I started, and then I started to love it.
Okay. Did you remember any funny stuff, or any nice stuff, or any emotional scenes from the set of Dark that you are really impressed of during the shooting?
Well, almost every scene in Dark is very emotional, and I was lucky to have a couple of them. I remember meeting Martha in the second season when she, you know, when she became aware that this is her Jonas, or what used to be her Jonas, and also meeting my mom, meeting my mother, and she not knowing who that person is. That was very emotional too, and both of them did a great job, and I remember you know, what they brought forward, and those were very special moments for me. Yeah.
And this is such a huge production. So at the set, so how was it for you? Because I can imagine there are maybe 100, 120 people just around you, caring about the light, about the food, about the set, and so on. Was it this huge, or was it maybe just smaller and we don't see it on screen?
No, it actually was a very, very big production, and there were many people on set, and it needed a lot of organization to get everything done and get everything together, because actually a couple of times we also shot with different sets at the same time. But it does not really matter for me as an actor, because what I need to do is be prepared, do my work, act, and you know, surround myself with everything I need for acting. And so it doesn't really matter if I do it by myself in theatre, during a theatre rehearsal, or if I do it in a huge production. And the excitement maybe is a little bigger than because you have so many people watching you, but I have that on stage too, so it did not really make a difference. But I was just honoured to be part of it and to be able to play such a, for me, significant role.
That would be my next question. So what attracts you more, theatre or filming?
I want to do both of them, actually, because I love them both, and the work is quite different though, because when you act on scene, you know, you embrace an whole evening, maybe for 3 hours or something. You need to know all the words, maybe 40 sides of 40 pages of text, and so you need to be well prepared, and you live that whole story in one evening. Whereas while shooting, you know, you divide it in many different little bits. So technically seeing the work is quite different, but I love them both, and I do not want to miss them. So, but you know, being on stage and showing something to maybe 1,000 people watching you on stage is, of course, very nice. I like that. But I like both of them, and also like to do radio plays and audiobooks, because then, you know, you have to get rid of your face and all those little tricks you maybe you do when you're insecure. You use them, and then it's only your voice, only the expression of your voice to bring across the story, and that is a reduction that I like a lot.
Okay, and did you still become friends to some of the cast members, or did you see each other after the shooting of Dark, or is it just
Absolutely. I mean, the whole production was a gift for me. I think that puts it best, because it really was such a great part for me, such a great role, such a great production that I really love, and I made actually very close friends shooting, people I hadn't known before, so that was another gift for me, and so I'm really happy about it. I found close friends.
And if you would have a time machine in real life, so where would you go?
Well, I've been asked that a couple of times, and of course many people think, you know, go to the future, know what is going to happen, would be a great thing to have. I don't really want that, because, you know, I think it's a good idea not to know what is going to happen to me, and I prefer, you know, being surprised. I'd rather go to the past and there are a couple of different, historical events I'd like to see on the one hand, but on the other hand, I'd really like to go and see the time when I was born, to better understand who I am, why I developed that way, how my parents felt when they, when they tried to bring up 6 kids. I have 5 brothers and sisters, and to know what happened there and to feel the atmosphere in our country, in the place I was born, that would be for me the spot to travel to right now.
And my last question, would there be maybe a kind of role you want to play in the future?
A kind of role?
Yeah.
It's always
kind of role?
always the next one. Always the next one.
Okay.
I'm not wishing on a certain role.
Really?
No, not really, because no, it depends. You never know before starting. You never know what it's going to be, how the role is going to develop, and so I can't wish on a certain role. Like for Dark, I knew there was going to be a very special production when I read the first screenplays. I knew, wow, that is really special. I want to be part of that, but still, I didn't know where the journey went. So. The same with a role, if I expect something, you can easily be deceived, and so I'd rather not know. It's the next part that is going to come. I don't wish for a special role. Let it be fun, let it be demanding. That would be great, but let's see.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.